What's a first world problem that's a third world luxury? Here's one that blew my mind. Imperfect vegetables. Imagine a grocery discarding a pepper for having too many bumps or a banana for having too many brown spots. Meanwhile here I'm with my crinkly green peppers and bananas that are 40% brown patch, but our avocados are like 0.20 cents US. Having to Tetris the fridge because you ordered too much food and the fridge is full of leftovers, which you probably end up throwing away a few days later as it gone bad or doesn't taste good anymore. Start eating the same thing 2 days in a row. Just spoon half your meal into a container before even serving yourself. Then, they aren't leftovers. They are tomorrow's planned dinner. If it doesn't taste good, you need to up your eating game. So many people just throw whatever onto a plate in the microwave, and if that doesn't work, consider it bad leftovers. It's sad. Some of my favorite tips: hamburgers and many other meats can be done quickly and decently in the microwave. But wrap them in a soaked napkin or paper towel first. They stay way more moist. Barring that, wrap in foil with a splash of water or broth and put in the oven. Mashed potatoes. Reheat on the stove with a splash of half and half to rejuvenate them. Most fried foods spring back up nicely with a quick frying. Or if you don't want to do that, high temperatures in an oven for a few minutes. Convection is best if you have it available. Even French fries, which get nasty and mealy when old, can be reheated this way. Breads take on a new when toasted. This even goes for things like day-old biscuits. Cut it in half and give it a good toast on the internal sides and you're primed for another great sandwich. Water gets too cold. Can also get too hot. Too hot. Too cold. Jail. Straight away. No trial, no nothing. Undercooked chicken. Not enough space to keep all the clothing. Folding laundry takes too long because too many clothes. Oh crap, I left mine in the dryer. I left mine in the washer too long. And my water just got turned off so I can't rewash the load. So it smells weird. When there are so many things to eat you can't decide what you want. That is third world living like a king. High middle class people in third world countries live like that too. Source me. Correct. These people think everybody in third world countries don't have enough food to eat and lives on single piece of bread. It is poor people problem more than third world problem. 1-ply toilet paper. We've all had to use it at work or in some public washroom. That stuff's the worst. I'm still salty that I paid $60k for undergrad and those bitches used 1-ply. College is a scam. Too much food. It's what are we going to eat tonight? Not are we going to eat tonight? Do you want pizza? No. Chinese? No. Salad? No. Want to go to the grocery store and get stuff? No. Make dinner? No. Ugh, there's nothing to eat. Drops 200 at Costco. There ain't shit to eat for dinner. The thing about Costco is everything costs 10. Even things that shouldn't cost 10 do because the quantity is so out of whack. Ketchup. 10 corn chips. 10 oregano. 10 What am I going to do with 70 Rice Krispie treats? When your box of Rice Krispie treats is actually heavy, you know something is terribly wrong. Garage too small for the amount of cars in the household, or too full of excess stuff for the cars to fit at all. In 26 years of owning a car, parents' house, 2 dorms, 3 apartments and a condo, I have never once had a garage. If I ever have one, it will be clean enough to eat off the floor, and anything or anyone that prevents me from putting a car in it will be put immediately on the curb. I was born in Eritrea, country on the Horn of Africa, and when I was a kid I would alternate between living with my grandparents and my mother. My father moved to the US on a student visa shortly after I was born. My mother was a teacher and the government would send her to indigenous villages that had absolutely no running water, electricity or anything of that sort, so we would piss and shit outdoors and you'd have to find either leaves or a smooth rock to wipe your ass with. On the flip side, my grandparents lived in the capital city where they had indoor plumbing, but the toilet was a hole you would have to squat over and then manually dump a bucket of water to flush your shit, and afterwards you would wipe your ass with an old newspaper, and at the time I thought this was the epitome of high class living. After my father finished school and got his US citizenship, he was able to bring me to the States when I was 9 years old, 2003. Since then I've become Americanized as duck, and if I ever go to your house and I see single ply toilet paper, I will judge the duck out of you. LOL. Crazy how our point of view can change so drastically. It's easier to get used to benefits than poverty. Shoes with a small tear or smudge. I always see the European and American people have very brand new shoes and clothes, it looks like, as if they change them every 6 months or so. I really wonder what is average life of their clothes and shoes. Me too, and I'm American laughing my butt off. I wear shoes until they're falling apart. Running out of hard drive space on my Sparks. All you gotta do is download the latest COD and you're halfway there. Ooh, are we halfway there? Ooh, I downloaded COD this year. Slow internet. I'm from India and we are still considered third world, but I believe we have great prices for internet here. I pay Rs. 800 approximate 11 per month for 100 megabits per second up and down symmetrical speed. Unlimited too. To add to this, nobody cares if we torrent as well. I personally never use VPN unless I want to actually access US Netflix library. I'm Indian too. India is a country where you can find extremes of anything. Literal poverty contrasted by literal ducking billionaires. Internet is so duckin' cheap compared to a lot of places. India is a country where you can find extremes of anything. Fellow Indian, and I agree, but this is a global phenomenon. The whole third world, first world comparison is obsolete now. Classification now should be based on something more accurate. I've read about income levels and I believe that's a greater measure, but I'm not sure how the calculation works out on a large scale, or if it's averaged out. When we have to buy generic food items because the name brand we prefer is sold out, I'm a best choice consumer. I don't buy name brand stuff, only best choice and other off-brand. Charger not long enough to comfortably reach my phone while I lay in bed. Dude, just get a 6-foot cable on Amazon. Life changed. Why is this NSFW? Because a used fleshlight is a first world problem and a third world luxury. I prefer the term seasoned. Not enough room in the refrigerator. The grocery store doesn't carry my brand. My microwave burned my popcorn. The water pressure in the hotel sucks. I lost all of my money gambling in the casino because the strippers were distracting me. My wallet is too small for my 50s and my diamond shoes are too tight. You people have no idea what third world countries are actually like. When sport on TV is only playing on the regular channel and not the HD channel, having non-HD channels. Jobs, yeah. It sucks having to go into work every day living in an artificially economically depressed area that has been kept over is even worse. I was going to say being bored with your job, but this works too. Having a pool in my backyard. That thing has been so frustrating already. You will pay more to maintain a pool than it costs to install. And you will spend more time maintaining it than you will enjoying it. That's a bit of pool owner wisdom I just made up, but it sounds right. I don't even have a pool. But these are the things I tell myself to make me feel better about not having one. I'm from South America and it's kinda odd to me how many of you got third world luxuries so wrong. First off, not everyone in a third world country is poor, there is a middle class here as well. Whatever can be bought, there's people here that can buy it as well. The real third world luxuries are more related to infrastructure, celerity of public works, jails, and how dependent people are of government handouts. 90% of this comment is a basically tell me you never have been in a third world country without telling me that you have never been in a third world country. I'm from South America too, by the way. I would like someone from a third world country to answer this for once. Seems like most of the answers come from people from first world countries trying to make themselves feel better. For your information, I've been to a third world country and not everyone there is dirt poor. Having old phone or whatever old technology. As a Costa Rican, I'm concerned about how 90% of first world problems you people are mentioning are also just inconveniences to us in general. Like WTF did G's people think I like smudges on my Nike Air Force One or Doc Martens. Also, Damn, too cold or too hot water. Do you guys really think Vietnam, Thailand or Argentina don't have that for the average person? So far the only valid one I have seen is having a garage that doesn't fit all your cars. The rest is, with all due respect, a wishful thinking of all people here wanting to think that we never have food to eat unless you live in Canada or something. Vaccines. I have had 3 cousins from a third world country come visit me in the last month just because they can't get the COVID vaccine in their country. Meanwhile, my dad refuses to get vaccinated and is now worried about losing his job over it. I remember an American telling me about living wages and how they only make 10 hour when I was only making 10 day. Of course, prices are different, etc. But actually 10 day was not a real living wage there either. The guys that now my lawn use a blower to clear debris, but always blow it into my heated in-ground salt pool. True story. Happens every week during the summer. I'll go with a simple one. Vaccines. I'm surprised I had to scroll this far to find this. My parents are overseas at the moment and cannot fathom people are declining free vaccines in first world countries. Edit, my parents aren't on holiday, they got fed up of the racism after Brexit and left to go back to Kenya. They usually visit us kids in the UK to make sure we are all good. My original comment lacked this context. Choosing which vaccine to get and when. I know a lot of people would have said access to the internet is something the majority of the world doesn't have access to, but truthfully, the majority of the world does have access to the internet. And while it's still mostly the case in traditionally third world countries, calling ourselves a minority for our internet access just isn't truthful anymore. Gut. Have to entice people to get a free vaccine by having $1 million lotteries, or people that are picky about their vaccine like EWW. It's JJ vaccine. That's the cheapo one. I want the luxury Pfizer one. Wanting to play a game. Having 20 plus games, but none of those games I want to play. Complaining endlessly about everything from the comfort of your safe house with working plumbing that delivers clean, drinkable water, among other things. Having a potato PC. I'm from a third world country and extremely few people have laptops or PCs. Also, McDonald's, Burger King and Subway and stuff are luxuries to many people here. We ate fast food at special occasions like birthdays and anniversaries. Are street food fast food? And your fast food expensive or luxury? It's hilarious that people have such an image of the three red world. I'm an Indian American. I grew up in the US and live and work in the West Coast. And I visit India regularly. US first world and India third world. India chicken, veggies etc. are farm fresh and without preservatives. Meat is butchered in front of me and packed with muscles still spasming. If the apples are starting to go bad, 3 kilos for 100 Rs or 1.25. US apples and fruits are on the shelf for about a year at an AVG grocery store. Meat glue. Meat past best before date. Painted with blood and repackaged. Chicken with female estrogen hormones to help men grow breasts. India Rs. 100 or 1.25 for a HM dress shirt for my son. Super Tree shirt AVGRs. 750 or 10.00. Pure leather Benetton belt Rs. 200 or 2.50. Yes, they are on sale. US AVG cost of a good leather belt from a brand name 40. Minimum cost of a good shirt even a cross dress for less 35.00. India bedding. Towels. Everything pure cotton and 350, 5.00 to 750, 10 for king sized cotton bed sheets with AVG 144 thread count. US minimum 75 for a good cotton bedsheet. The cost of living is ridiculously low in third world countries, and in Dominican Republic or Vietnam or India, all third world countries, the quality of life is much better for middle classes compared to the US. But yes, the legal system, healthcare, school system, everything sucks in India. Just watched a video about how much food and products get thrown into landfills in America because it's not profitable for companies to keep it and makes more sense to them to destroy it. We have so much food that we could use to feed so many people, but it's all about money for the greedy bastards in charge.